A little girl screams for help. Her house is being torn apart. Her stepmother grabs a wet towel, ready to beat her, and the one person who should protect her doesn't believe a word she says. This is the night that destroys a child's life, and years later, she will come back for revenge. But before that revenge, we need to go back to where it all started. A small neighborhood in Rio de Janeiro called Divino, a place full of dreams, football, love, and betrayal. In the suburb of Rio de Janeiro, the whole neighborhood of Divino is buzzing with excitement. Tonight is the championship final, and their local hero, football player named Jorge Tufao, is about to play the biggest game of his life. Tufao grew up right here in these streets. The people of Divino raised him. His mother, Dona Marisi, is a proud, loud, emotional woman who can barely contain herself. She tells the cameras that her son is a goal-scoring machine. She practically raised him at the local football club. But then, during a live TV interview before the game, Tufao drops a bomb. A reporter asks about his future plans. Tufao smiles and says he is getting married next month. Honeymoon in Cancun. Everything is already planned. Across town, a woman named Mona Lisa is working at a hair salon. She hears the interview on TV. She is Tufao's girlfriend. They have been together for 2 years, and she had no idea about any wedding. Her friend at the salon warns her not to get her hopes up. Men like Tufao always trade up for a younger, blonder woman. Mona Lisa is devastated. She found out she was dumped on live television. But then, something unexpected happens. A local announcer starts calling her name over the neighborhood speakers. He is asking for Mona Lisa Barbosa da Silva to come outside immediately. She thinks it is a cruel joke. People are laughing at her pain. She storms out, angry and humiliated, and standing right there in front of the whole neighborhood is Tufao himself. He ran away from the team's concentration before the big game just to come here. He is holding a ring. He gets down and asks her to marry him. The whole crowd goes silent. Mona Lisa can't believe it. She thought he was leaving her for another woman. She is crying, shaking. She asks if he really means it. He says there is no other woman. She is the only one in his life. She says yes. The whole neighborhood explodes with joy. Now here is where the story gets dark. In another part of the city, a little girl named Rita lives with her father, Genesio, and his new wife, a woman named Carminha. Rita's real mother is dead. She died in this very house, the house that belonged to her family. Before she passed away, she made Genesio promise he would never sell it. But Carminha has already convinced Genesio to sell the house and move to a smaller apartment. She is packing up boxes. The house is being sold today. Rita refuses to accept it. She screams at Carminha. She tells her she is not her mother. Carminha snaps. She grabs Rita's doll, the one her real mother gave her, and destroys it right in front of her. She threatens to beat the girl with a wet towel. She tells Rita that her mother is dead, buried underground, and the worms already ate her body. When Genesio walks in, Carminha immediately switches. She becomes the sweet, loving wife. She tells Genesio that Rita tried to hit her. She puts on a whole show, crying and saying she just wants to be the girl's friend. Genesio believes every word. Little Rita has no one on her side, but Carminha is hiding something much worse than cruelty toward a child. She has a secret lover, a man named Max, and together they have been planning to rob Genesio blind. Today is the day. Genesio goes to the bank to finalize the sale of the house. He is walking out with all the cash in a bag that Carminha gave him. What he doesn't know is that Carminha told Max exactly when he would leave the bank, what bag he would be carrying, and the exact route he would take. Max sends a partner on a motorcycle to snatch the bag, but something goes wrong. Little Rita overheard Carminha on the phone, planning the whole thing. She ran to the bank and warned her father just in time. Genesio, for the first time, listens to his daughter. He switches the money out of the bag and fills it with chopped paper instead. When the motorcycle thief grabs the bag, there is nothing inside. The robbery fails. Genesio comes home and lies to Carmina. He tells her he was robbed and all the money is gone. He looks broken. He calls himself an idiot, a fool. Carmina plays her part perfectly. She hugs him. She says they will be fine. She says they will work hard together. She is the perfect wife. But then Genesio goes to Rita's room. He kneels in front of his daughter and tells her the truth. He believes her now. Everything she said about Carmina was true. She saved him. She saved their family. He calls her his guardian angel. He tells her the money is safe, hidden in a black plastic bag inside the kitchen cabinet behind some cans. Genesio walks back to Carmina and drops the act. He tells her he knows everything. He calls her a thief, a liar, a snake. Carmina doesn't even try to deny it anymore. She shows her true face. She mocks him. She calls him old, ugly, and stupid. She says he was a fool to think a woman like her would ever want a man like him. Genesio tells her she will never touch his daughter again. She will never step foot in this house again. She is going back to the gutter where he found her. Carmina threatens to send him to prison. Genesio storms out, furious. Meanwhile, in the rich part of Rio, a businessman named Cardenio is living a completely different kind of lie. He is selling his brokerage company to a Spanish bank for 40 million. He is smart, charming, and smooth. His wife Veronica gets him dressed, fixes his tie, and sends him off to the meeting. She has no idea that Cardenio has another woman waiting for him on the other side of town. Cardenio arrives at his mistress's apartment with flowers. She complains that his tie is ugly. His wife picked it. His mistress picked the suit. Neither woman knows about the other. After closing the $40 million deal, Cardenio sends a message to meet his wife at a fancy restaurant to celebrate. But his assistant asks the question everyone around Cardenio is thinking, which wife? Because both women get the same invitation to the same restaurant at the same time. A disaster waiting to happen. Back at the stadium, the championship final is happening. Tufao is on the field for Flamengo against Real Cruz. The whole city is watching. His mother Muricy can barely breathe. The game is intense. Real Cruz scores first, but Tufao fights back. He scores a beautiful goal to tie it up. The crowd goes wild. With minutes left, the rain pouring down, Tufao gets the ball again. He shoots. The stadium holds its breath. Goal. Tufao scores the winning goal. Flamengo wins the championship. The whole neighborhood of Divino erupts. Muricy cries on live television. Mona Lisa watches, prouder than ever. Tufao tells the cameras he wants to find his woman. Tonight is the happiest night of his life, but while the city celebrates, darkness falls on little Rita's world. Carmina calls Max. She tells him Genesio tricked them. The old fool hid the money inside the house, and Rita knows where it is. Carmina decides they need to go back to the house right now and take what is theirs before Genesio reports them to the police. Meanwhile, Genesio drives through the streets of Rio, destroyed, drunk with rage. He is calling Carmina every name he can think of, and then he steps into the road. A car hits him. A stranger rushes out. Genesio is dying on the pavement. With his last breaths, he begs the stranger to take care of his daughter. He gives her name, Carmen Lucia Moreira de Sousa. He is confused, fading. The stranger promises to protect her. He says he has money. He will take care of everything. But Genesio never said the right name. He said Carmen Lucia, which is Carmina's full name, not Rita's. And back at the house, little Rita is all alone. Her father told her to lock the doors and not open them for anyone. The money is hidden in the kitchen, and Carmina and Max are on their way. This one single night sets everything in motion. A football star rises, a con woman is exposed, and a little girl is about to lose everything she has left. What happens to Rita next will change every single character's life in this story. And trust me, you are not ready for what comes next.